Welcome, everyone. If we can all take our seats and we'll get this party started, huh? Boy, what a difference a day makes, right? Woo! Well, welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this very special day for the university and its people. We are here to recognize and celebrate our third president, Eric Gilbertson. Family members and friends of Eric and Cindy and other distinguished guests are with us to share this happy occasion, and I would like to acknowledge them now. Please stand when I call your name. Eric and Cindy's children, Sara and Seth. Their son-in-law, Rob Mertz. The grandchildren, Kristen, Eliza, Michael, Hadley, and Jude. Cindy's sister from Austin, Texas, Connie Mintz. Eric's sister from Aurora, Ohio, Ingrid Cuppage. Eric's nephew from Strongsville, Ohio, David Cuppage. Eric's brother, Alan, and Eric's brother and sister-in-law from Cahoga Falls, Ohio, Alan and Shelley Gilbertson. Then Sally and Pete Bethke, good friends of the Gilbertsons from Columbus, Ohio. It was actually Sally and her deceased husband, Jacob Davis, who introduced Eric and Cindy. Also with us today are members and former members of SVSU's Board of Control. Current Board of Control members, Scott Carmona, Dennis Durko, Kathy Ferguson, David Gomez, John Kunitzer, and Jerome Yantz, who we will hear from very soon. Then we have some past Board of Control members, and I'll ask them to stand and we can hold our applause until we get through them all. Past Board of Control members, David Abbs, Ted and Ruth Braun, Dr. Carew, Brian Law, Linda Sims, Bob Vidito, and Leola Wilson. Welcome. We also welcome the Most Reverend Joseph R. Stone, Bishop of Saginaw, Catholic Diocese of Saginaw. Bishop. We welcome legislators or their representatives. Congressman Dan Kildee. Thanks, Congressman. Aaron Bayless, constituent aide for State Representative Joel Johnson. Then we also have two former legislators as well here, Senator Joel Gujan and Senator Jim Barsha. And also with us today is the former president of Delta College, Don Carlion. It is a long-standing tradition for universities to name buildings to honor individuals whose record of extraordinary accomplishments and contributions have earned appreciation and respect. Curtis Hall, the Doane Center, the Ryder Center, just to name three, all bear the names of signature personalities in the history of this university. Today, we will add Gilbertson Hall to that list. And with Eric's name on this building, he will take his deserved place with other notables of SVSU history. Now, Eric, and I'm absolutely certain about this, will vigorously object to being listed in any category that puts him in history. But he'll just have to deal with that. I now invite Jerome Yantz, who has served on the Board of Control since 2001, to say a few words about Dr. Gilbertson's years of meritorious service. Jerome?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I am humbled to be the Board of Control member who has been selected to recognize Eric's service to the university. We have had so many outstanding members of this board, many of them were introduced today, that we are so fortunate in this university. I have had the privilege of working with Eric during the last 14 years, and I'm still amazed at all he has done for this university. Without question, he will be identified as the president responsible for the number of buildings added to this campus since he was here, and certainly that recognition is warranted. We can't forget, when he first came here, he started talking about the importance of regionalism. He put the university in the forefront of becoming the neutral site for conversations to begin. I, however, have noticed his ability and desire to create opportunities for our students and the university as one of his major accomplishments. Many of those present can recall, as I can, how proud he is at commencement of each individual student. We have also seen the acknowledgement he receives from them as well. Sometimes we forget the other things he has done to get us to this point in time. I had the pleasure of working with him on the campaign for distinction. I can still hear him saying to many of the potential funders that it is nice to have all of these buildings, but now it is time to invest in what goes on inside these buildings. That was the beginning of funding for many of our endowed chairs, which helped our students to experience a new and global look at the career that they are pursuing. His persistence of bringing the experience to our students and sending them out of to other lands to fulfill the need for them to grow in an international world is one of the opportunities that I'm talking about. Since he has been here, we have added 10 endowed chairs. In addition, we have added programs like the Ruth and Ted Braun Fellowship Program, the Gerstacker Fellowship Program, the Vidito Global Leadership Program, and the Chancellor Fellowship Leadership Program. His effort to partner with other countries such as Japan, Korea, Taiwan, China, India, France, and Ghana has created international interaction between these partners and our faculty, students, and administrators. This is another opportunity for us to grow. These programs start with the President's office, and Eric's dedication for us to become an outstanding university is a result of that effort. We will continue to nurture what he has started and will continue to create opportunities. Eric, you and your family have become a tremendous act to follow, but we will continue to grow as a result of your efforts. We will always appreciate your willingness to innovate and grow. In a personal note, we want you to remember, someone will do your job, but no one will ever take your place. Congratulations to you and your family, and from all the members of the Board of Control, I say thank you.
Thank you, Jerome. We all know about Eric's commitment to international collaboration, so it is fitting that our next speaker is President Chuan Lee, President of Ming University in Taiwan. President Lee.
Chairman Martin, members of the SVSU Board of Control, President Bachand, President In-Soo Lee, Dr. Robert Yan, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great honor to be here. I'm all the way down from Taiwan. That's 10,000 miles. So you can see it from my bottom, my heart, I'm trying to pay my respect to Dr. and Mrs. Gilbertson. They are wonderful people. It is a great pleasure and honor to bring the warmest greeting from the faculty, staff, and the students of Chuan University, Taiwan, to SVSU, and to share this historic event with you all on the special occasion to honor Dr. Eric R. Gilbertson for his 25 years of distinguished service as the third president of this fine institution of higher education. Under Dr. Gilbertson's able leadership and support, Chuan University and the Saginaw Valley State University have had a solid and sustainable relationship since 2002. And with his vision and the guidance from the Board of Control, Chuan University was approved for a site on campus as its fifth location on the globe. The dedication of Chuan University in Michigan on July 23rd was a historic first to all university on both sides of the Pacific Ocean. The faculty will extend the existing joint ventures of the two universities. I salute members of the Board of Control and Dr. Gilbertson for your support and encouragement, and I pledge to work diligently with President Bachand to promote and assist Saginaw Valley State University in East Asia and beyond. Higher education is facing unprecedented challenges: declining birth rates in developed countries and increasing cost of education here and in Taiwan. Need visionary leadership and creative initiatives. Saginaw Valley State University has what is needed to meet the challenges and is a model university for my university to emulate in the months and years to come. Again, along with my faculty and staff, we offer our heartfelt congratulations to Dr. and Mrs. Eric R. Gilbertson for the dedication of the Eric R. Gilbertson Hall. Chuan University is so proud to be part of the Gilbertson Hall, and I believe our landlord will be very nice and very kind to us too. Thank you all. My wife Betty and I and Dr. and Mrs. Robert Young welcome you to visit Chuan University in the Gilbertson Hall here and Chuan University in Taiwan. God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, President Lee. It's always a pleasure to have you on campus, as well as your friends and family. I now invite President In-Soo Lee of Suwon University in Korea, who is accompanied by Dr. Kwang-Soo Choi, Dean of Academic Affairs through Suwon, to offer remarks.
존경하는 세기노밸리 대학교 에릭 길버슨 전 총장님, 그리고 도널드 바샨 총장님, 대만 명전대학교 이전 총장님, 그리고 이 자리를 빛내주시기 위해 참석하여 주신 신사숙녀 여러분, 안녕하십니까?
Good morning, my dear Presidents Eric Gilbertson, Donald Bachand of SVSU, President Chuan Lee of Ming University, Taiwan, so loving Cindy and Liana, honored guests, SVSU family members and friends. I'm so glad to be with you today.
제가 처음으로 세기노밸리 대학교를 방문하여 길버슨 홀 기념식과 같은 깊은 의미를 지닌 행사에 참석하게 된 것을 무한한 영광으로 생각하며 기쁜 마음을 금할 수가 없습니다. 지난 25년간의 총장직을 역임하신 길버슨 총장님의 업적은 이 길버슨 홀을 통하여 영원히 후세에 남길 것입니다.
It is the first visit to SVSU, Saginaw Valley State University, for me and my wife, Suwon, and on this beautiful, somewhat rainy fall morning, I feel truly honored to be a part of the Gilbertson Hall dedication ceremony. The Gilbertson Hall, where we are today, will forever memorialize the public service and accomplishments of President Gilbertson over the past 25 years.
지난 2013년 6월 명전대학교 이전 총장님의 적극적인 주선으로 한국의 수원대학교에서 길버슨 총장님 부부와 바샨드 총장님 부부와 인연을 맺으면서 세기노밸리의 대학교의 교육 내용과 뛰어난 업적, 그리고 세기노밸리 대학교 두 분 총장님의 위대한 교육 이념을 충분히 이해할 수 있었습니다.
Thanks to President Chuan Lee, I was introduced to Presidents Gilbertson and Bachand, and in June 2013, SVSU and the University of Suwon, Korea, became sister institutions. Along the way, I became an avid fan of SVSU and her educational mission, and came to understand the visions of the two great presidents.
그리하여 저는 세기노밸리 대학교와 학술 교류 관계를 적극 추진하고자 마음을 먹었습니다. 특히 대만 명전대학교와 미국 세기노밸리 대학교 간의 긴밀한 협력 파트너 관계가 본교가 앞으로 지향해야 하는 목표가 될 수 있었습니다.
I became convinced of the values that the academic and cultural exchanges would bring to the young people of the United States and Korea. The friendship between Ming University and SVSU and their close collaboration will serve as a great role model for us in Suwon to follow and emulate.
저와 대만 명전대학교의 이전 총장직은 이미 10여 년 전부터 친형제와 같은 사이입니다. 이전 총장님께서는 언제나 수원대학교의 발전을 위해 많은 건의와 협조를 해 주셨습니다. 그래서 수원대학교 구성원들은 모두 이전 총장님의 마음 깊이 존경하고 있으며 항상 감사한 마음을 지니고 있습니다.
I might just mention that President Chuan Lee, who graciously served as the matchmaker, is more a brother to me than a colleague, being always generous in coming to the aid of the University of Suwon over the years. I do thank Presidents Gilbertson and Lee for bringing SVSU and the University of Suwon together.
제가 세기노밸리 대학교를 방문한 것을 계기로 본교와 명전대학교 그리고 세기노밸리 세 대학이 장래에 더욱 긴밀한 교류 관계를 유지하고 발전시켜 세 대학의 학생들과 교수님들에게 더욱 많은 상호 교류의 기회를 제공하였으면 합니다. 이는 길버슨 총장님께서 재임 시 특히 중점적으로 추진하셨던 국제 교류 사업이 빚은 중요한 결실이라고 믿습니다.
In my humble visit to SVSU, I pledge my commitment to the trilateral collaborations and friendship among SVSU, Ming, Chuan, and Suwon. I hope to see the students and the faculty of these three universities to freely travel and exchange ideas. If this came to pass, it would truly be the realization of international education, a grand vision that President Gilbertson has set forth 25 years ago and worked so tirelessly to this very day.
저는 어저께 세기노밸리 대학을 견학하였습니다. 풀 한 포기, 나무 한 그루, 모든 것 하나가 우리 길버슨 총장님의 열정과 인간이 가장 살면서 중요한 최선을 다했다는 그런 열정을 느꼈을 때 저는 다시 한번 이 자리에 선 것을 영광으로 생각하며 다시 한번 길버슨 전 총장님의 업적에 경의를 표합니다.
Well, yesterday, I myself, my wife Suwon, and the Suwon delegation had a tour of the campus, of this beautiful campus of SVSU, and we felt that every flower, every leaves, every tree have been touched by the love and dedication of President Gilbertson. And we all felt so honored to be part of this great event today. Thank you.
끝으로 세기노밸리 대학교와 명전대학교가 이익 번창하기를 진심으로 기원하며 바샨드 총장님, 이전 총장님, 그리고 길버슨 전 총장님의 앞날의 무궁한 발전과 건강하시기를 기원드립니다. 감사합니다.
Well, I do so wish SVSU and Ming Chuan a great prosperity, and Presidents Bachand and Lee, and most of all, President Gilbertson and Cindy, continued health and happiness. And thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you, President Lee, and thank you for being here on campus as well. It means a lot to the whole family here. Now, Elyse Ledy, a recent SVSU graduate, will recall her association with Dr. Gilbertson. Elyse?
Good morning. I feel extremely privileged to be a part of this dedication for a man that has represented the university for so many years and has personally made a great impact on my life as a student. I graduated from Saginaw Valley State University in May 2013, and I now work as a resident director for a first-year living center on campus, and am working towards my Master of Arts in Administrative Science, a program in which Dr. Gilbertson is currently one of my professors. Dr. Gilbertson has been an incredible role model of leadership, which I have seen and experienced through my years as a student and now as an employee. What I have seen over the past 5 years is a man dedicated to encouraging a culture of accessibility, visibility, and respect for the students and employees of the university. I believe this culture has become his legacy. I have interacted with and learned many things from Dr. Gilbertson as a student that I now try to put into practice as an employee here at SVSU. Part of Dr. Gilbertson's legacy is having an accessible open door policy. As a student, I was empowered in knowing I could visit the 3rd floor of Wicks Hall to see him and not be turned away. This speaks volumes to his openness and desire to share of his time and wisdom. And while I have significantly less wisdom and experience, I try to imitate this open door culture within my own community of students. Dr. Gilbertson's passion and respect for people and his creation of a welcoming campus environment has shaped my vision of what good leadership consists of. As a student, it was a powerful example to learn from, and as an employee, an example I try to emulate. I work with about 400 freshmen, and I'm trying to follow Dr. Gilbertson's example of respecting and encouraging each individual who comes into my office. Because of Dr. Gilbertson, I know how important good counsel and feeling valued can be to someone. Along with his accessibility, Dr. Gilbertson's creation of a culture of visibility has been very important to me as a student as well. His presence on campus was noticed and appreciated, whether it consisted of strolling around campus, eating lunch, playing flag football, or watching a basketball game. For a man with an incredibly full schedule, seeing him out and about, interacting with students, and making time for events that were important to us is another example of how he demonstrated his care for the students of SVSU. Dr. Gilbertson gave a physical presence to accompany his passion for involvement and creating a full experience for the students here. As an employee, I try to do the same. Whether it means showing up for one of my resident assistance programs or cheering at an athletic event, I was shown how important physical support and encouragement can be, and I try to give that to others as well. This culture of accessibility and visibility are the pillars upon which SVSU is built. Pillars are critical and vital to the structure and integrity to the building and those around it. Dr. Gilbertson, you have served this university for the past 24 years and have become a stable pillar for the students and employees of this institution. The dedication of this building with your name on it solidifies the example of your hard work, your constant presence, your personal mentorship, and gives us a physical reminder each day of how you have personally served and supported the students, the staff members, the institution, and the entire community of Saginaw Valley. And for that, we thank you.
Thank you, Elyse. I think we've heard that so many times from other students, so it's great to have you share that story with us today about Eric. Eric's daughter, Sara, and son, Seth, grew up along with SVSU's campus. You could probably say it was their home, huh? They are here to offer some thoughts about that and their loving and attentive father. Sara and Seth?
Good morning. First, on behalf of our family, thank you to the SVSU Board of Control, Dr. Bachand, and those responsible for planning this special event. Thanks also for including Seth and me in the program. We are grateful for the opportunity to reflect on our father's work and share a little of our SVSU story. Every family has a story. It would be nearly impossible to separate ours from SVSU's. We've had the pleasure of sharing that experience with many of you and your families as well. To give you a little background, the Gilbertsons moved to Saginaw in 1989, leaving behind a small college nestled in the Green Mountains of Vermont. Seth and I spent our early childhood riding our bikes through campus, buying penny candy at the bookstore, accompanying my dad to campus events, and skiing on the weekends. When we arrived in Saginaw, Seth and I were at the height of adolescence. It was hard to imagine being so closely connected with any other place. But SVSU community was welcoming and friendly, and this place soon also became home. Saginaw Valley was also in its adolescence. It had been built by a dedicated group of staff and faculty and supported by visionaries in this community. By 1989, it was poised for continued growth and full of possibility. SVSU's potential has always been palpable. So is the energy and enthusiasm of my father and so many others who have shared their talents and resources to realize what this institution is today. SVSU has been the background to our family's story for 25 years and 3 generations. We have been to literally countless sporting events, performances, cultural events, picnics, and graduations. Along with the Thompson boys, my brother was a ball boy for the football team. We have camped out on my father's couch with strep throat and cheered on his flag football team. In fact, I think my brother was a member of that too. My father was permanent QB for the Valley Vultures flag football team for 17 years, making him both the oldest and longest competing player in the history of SVSU intramurals, which Seth and I think is secretly his greatest accomplishment, in his mind. My children have also attended many games, performances, and summer camps here. They have raced the Cardinal at halftime, helped name the mascot, visited the bears in the Marshall Frederick Sculpture Garden, learned to ride their bikes in the Ryder Center parking lot, and been baptized at Founders Hall. There is a pond on campus named for our loyal Yellow Lab scout. She spent many evenings and weekends treading around campus next to my father as he pondered the decisions that have helped shape this place and our family. Finally, and most significantly, Seth and I are both proud graduates of Saginaw Valley State University. SVSU is our extended family and our home plate. The Gilbertsons are forever connected with this institution through memories, friendships, the diplomas on our walls, and now the name on this building. Our father taught us a lot about doing what you love. Some of you may be familiar with the Tuesday morning philosophy. I think every wayward student, colleague, friend, or relative, Seth and I included, who appeared on his doorstep seeking career advice was given some version of the Tuesday morning talk. Monday, we wake up refreshed, ready to meet any challenge. By the middle of the week, we can look ahead to the weekend again. But if you can look forward to getting up and going to work on a Tuesday morning, that's what you should do for your livelihood. And he speaks from experience. My dad didn't start out doing something he was passionate about. Thanks to a giant leap of faith and support of a saintly wife, he found his way. And thank goodness he did.
In the past, another great line that my father has referred to is the one about the professor with chalk dust on his sleeve of his soul. I hope he didn't steal that one from anybody here. But my dad, too, does have chalk dust on the sleeve of his soul, if no longer any dust on his golf clubs. He's first an educator and then a mentor, leader, and a visionary. His confidence and love for higher education, and for SVSU in particular, is heartfelt. He believes in this university's capacity to produce graduates and ideas that influence, challenge, and improve our communities and the world. That is what will happen here. The bricks and mortar that now bear his name will help, but only in as much as the great people and ideas flourish inside. Our father's contribution to the people and ideas side of that equation is the one that I know he cherishes most, and that will live on long after this building shows its age. But for now, it's a pretty cool building. Mom and Dad, we're so proud of you and all that you've helped create here. Your energy, passion, and commitment have inspired us and so many others, many of them who are here, to pursue work that is meaningful to us and to give back and to pay it forward. So thank you.
Thank you, Sara and Seth, for your meaningful stories. They were a fitting tribute to your father. Many dignitaries have sent words of praise and appreciation to be offered for this occasion. Be sure to notice the bipartisan legislative tribute on an easel in the tent to my right. It is signed by Governor Rick Schneider, Michigan Senators Roger Kahn, John Moulinar, Mike Green, and Representatives Stacey Irwin-Oakes, Tim Kelly, Charles Brunner, Jim Stamas, Terry Brown, Kevin Cotter, Joel Johnson, Paul Muxlow, and Ben Glarden. I think we have the entire state legislature on that thing, don't we, almost? A letter from the governor also arrived this week, and it too is nearby for your review. I'm about to invite Dr. Gilbertson to deliver his comments, but first permit me a personal note. Eric had a tradition of meeting with Board of Control chairs, and I know my colleagues here that were chairs before know this, to meet with him to go over the meeting agendas, the upcoming meeting agendas. And you know, for the most part, those meeting agendas were pretty dead on, so there wasn't, not too many changes were ever made. And this meeting was usually over breakfast, so I would always take that opportunity to meet with him. And we could have gone over the agenda, or we could have gone over the menu at the cafeteria on campus. I wouldn't have cared. Because I just knew selfishly how valuable it was for me to sit down with 1 hour with Eric Gilbertson. I would have never passed that up. I still won't, Eric, so you can call me anytime you want to go over any agenda. And I will always cherish those times. I will be forever grateful to Eric for his advice, his instruction and counsel as a board member, and a very dear friend. So thank you, Eric. And now it's your turn to come up. Eric Gilbertson.
I think it's pretty rare that someone gets to hear such nice things said about them while they're still alive, especially from their children, of all things. It's always sort of struck me as one of life's great ironies that we start out as children trying to make our parents proud, and we wind up as seniors just trying not to embarrass our children. Well, there are stories upon and within stories about how a building like this comes into being. I know a lot about this one in particular. It came about because Joel Gujan led a bipartisan group of state legislators to commit their political skills and friendships and favors and I don't want to know what else to secure an appropriation, and then got John Engler to sign it. These were not easy things to do, people. And then Congressman Camp and Barsha brought home a little help from the federal government back in those days when earmarks weren't unfashionable. And there was a fundraising campaign that was led by folks like Bob Bideau and helped along by Alan Ott, Ted Brown, and others. Literally hundreds of people, and many of those names are on a plaque right inside the door there. It's worth a look. Many people who contributed generously to this, including a lot of faculty and staff of this university. Architects then, guided by Steve Hoocord and others, lent their gifts in the design, and Herb Spence's firm brought it out of the ground with the heavy lifting that puts these things in place. Then the men and women of our maintenance staff took over and gave it their skillful care every day. And then faculty and staff made the place come alive. And of course, students came and gave meaning to what happens here and why it's here at all. I couldn't be more proud than I am to have my name associated with, among others, Alan Ott, in the Ott Auditorium with Ming University, and Einstein's Bagels. But honesty requires that we all understand and acknowledge something more. The name of an individual who holds the title president isn't just the name of a person, after all. The name comes to represent, for better or for worse, a period of history for an institution. You know, in national terms, we talk about the Bush years or the Reagan years. Corporate America talks about it the same way. They're the Stavropoulos years, Bill, the Dow. And it's not just some phony modesty on my part. That's really what this is all about. This is about what we all tried to do here together over these few decades. Legislators, board members, faculty, staff, friends, and students. It's about what we tried to do in our little moment in history together here. That's what the name represents. And I hope all of you who had some part of that feel a sense of honor also, because it belongs to you, to us together. One of my many flaws is the failure to express gratitude often enough, even to the person I love most and owe the most to. But I am deeply grateful. Grateful for every day I've had the privilege of serving this university with you, and grateful for all of your friendship. I searched in vain for some unique or memorable way to say it, but it seems always only to come down to this. Thank you. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Eric. As always, your words are inspirational. And this wind is really playing havoc on my eyes. It is my pleasure now to introduce Saginaw Valley State University's fourth president, Dr. Donald Bachand.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Welcome all of you to SVSU. This is indeed a wonderful day and a wonderful opportunity to celebrate and recognize the unprecedented tenure of Eric Gilbertson at SVSU. If you think about it, the average tenure of a university president in the United States is about 5 years. 5 terms this gentleman served this institution. It's really quite remarkable. As previously noted, Eric has accomplished many things and mentored most of us that work at SVSU in this tent today. For the last 7 years, I've worked 10 feet away from him, and we had a routine. I did tell Eric I wouldn't unveil any corporate secrets this morning or any of his behavioral flaws. But our routine consisted of a quick meeting in the morning to kind of go over the day's agenda. Oftentimes there's a quick walk down to Starbucks, shake a few hands along the way, smile at a few folks, and then get at it. We'd work until late in the afternoon, and we'd kind of get together at the end of the day to see if we had made any progress at all. But I must tell you that we talked about buildings, we talked about budgets, we talked about personalities, and we talked about sports. But I can tell you what we spend most of our time talking about was students. And every single decision that I can recall we made collectively or discussed in any serious way had the word students written all over it. The building of construction of laboratories, the construction of instructional facilities, the revitalization of certain parts of campus. The connotation was, is this really in the best interest of the students? Are the students going to benefit from this in some material way? So at the end of the day, my legacy of Eric Gilbertson is his passion and dedication to the primary mission of this university, and that's to serve its students. He served high-achieving students through the Vidito Fellowship and the Roberts Fellowship, the Honors Program, the Student Research and Creativity Center. We developed a writing center to assist students with writing difficulties, the Academic Achievement Center to assist students that are having difficulties in all manner of coursework, the Math Resource Center. But the overall interest of and dedication of Eric is his attendance at every conceivable event. He's created an awful situation for his successor because there is an expectation that you're going to show up at everything because that's what he did. We know that he kind of thought of himself as an athlete, so him attending sporting events was quite logical. Football games, basketball games, soccer, tennis matches, intramural sports, but he also attended plays, poetry readings, yes, poetry readings, concerts, jazz concerts, choir concerts, percussion concerts, senior recitals, the Cardinal Singers, it goes on and on and on. And Monday night at 10 o'clock, you might see him at a student government meeting because that's when they start, 10 o'clock, long after most of us have gone to bed. So that's his legacy, and his contributions are immeasurable. I've appreciated, again, his mentorship and his friendship and his total dedication to this place we call Saginaw Valley State University. Thank you, Eric. At this time, I'd like to invite Eric and Cindy to approach, and I will call upon Board Chair Jeff Martin to assist me in the unveiling. court for budgetary concerns, we'd have something a little more elaborate.
So if you didn't see the sign behind you as well, they lowered it. You can see it on the building. It's beautiful. So I want everyone to know that this is not the permanent sign for the building. More appropriate signs will be in place soon. So thank you all for being here for this important ceremony. And please join us for a reception in the tent in the area right to my right. That's not my right, is it? That's back that way. To my right. And with the members of the Gilbertson family, please stay back here so we can get some photos. Enjoy the day. God bless.